If I was the one that wrote that movie, I promise you, I'll definitely be ashamed to even put my name on the cast. Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Itera by Pulse. My name is Omowonola Tiamiu, and today we'll be reviewing two interesting films. One is One Too Many, which is on Netflix, and we have Dead Serious, which is on Showmax. I won't be doing this alone. I've got with me in the studio two amazing people. I've got Alliojo. Hi Ali.
Hi everyone.
How are you?
Fine, thank you.
And then I've got Dami Dawson. Dami was so.
I need energy now, so the voice is going to be loud now. Today, I'm not playing. Okay, let's go.
Don't play with me. All right, so Dami, now let's talk about One Too Many first.
Yeah.
One Too Many. What do you think of the plot?
I think ladies go first, right? So I'm a gentleman, so I'll let her go first.
Okay, for me personally, I actually feel like the plot was really confusing because he had so many stories and I didn't know which one to actually like take into the movie. So it started with like, you know, a father trying to not distract the child, making a star child, because I know parents always do that thing. I beg your pardon. And then it goes again to say there's police brutality, and then it goes back again and okay, what's going to happen afterwards, and then they start the movie. So I'm maybe confused, like, okay, how did we get to you having a child? And I didn't even know who the girl was until further in the movie that I knew that, oh, that's the same child that was supposed to be the star child of the family. So it was a bit confusing for me as for plot. Okay, Dami.
So I think it had a good storyline. I mean, there's potential in the storyline, but it was badly developed, right? And development is one thing, writing is another thing, character development is another thing. So I think there was some incoherence in the sequences in the film, right? Then you start with something and you're trying to, I mean, you know, you understand conflict and you understand resolution of conflict. Now, we understood what the conflict was at the beginning. I thought that was the conflict. But then towards the middle, you felt like something else was the conflict. So it wasn't there, it wasn't given the direction it was supposed to give. You get me? So you're watching the film at the beginning, you're seeing something else. You're seeing the family, you're seeing the father loving one, you're seeing this thing with the two kids, and then you're seeing something, you're seeing it moves directly to another phase. And you're trying to understand to yourself that what exactly is the message here? And even though the director tried as much as possible to make everything or make us understand why certain things are certain things, you know, like when the app thing came about, there was no much, I wanted to see more development in that. You know, obviously the guy's a tech guy, you know, he creates app, you know, I mean the conversation just, for me, it was just put there to just let people know at the end that, okay,
that we can refer back to something that's like, you know, the form of evidence. Yeah, so yes, I think that was the only.
Like I want more in that. If you're developing a particular line in the film, let us know more about it. You know, some things can be kept as, you know, suspense or whatever, but for that particular one, you need to know more about it. Don't just dump it on us because you're trying to solve a problem that will come up later on in the show, in the film. So for me, it was, like I said, a good storyline, but it was badly developed. And I'll blame that on the director, Kaile Kasu. I won't blame it on the writer, right? Because I know writers, I mean, the way they work, they write films, and the director sees the film, I just thought it's completely upside down. And I bet that was what Kaile Kasum did, because they had 3 writers on this film. And I would not assume that 3 of them don't know what you're talking about, right? It's not a film where it's just one person's imagination,
point of view.
One person's narrative. It's 3 persons. And you can have 3 writers on the film and it comes out like that.
And yeah, the same mistake, like
you
no one can actually tell.
So Kaile Kasum should take 100%
responsibility.
For this. Yeah, that's it.
All right. What? I'm confused. Wait, hold on. All right. Don't they have like a private screening where they can actually like view these movies and then
for critics to like tell them?
Yeah, because I know there's always a private screening, so the writers should obviously be there too.
No, so they do. Not necessarily we you have the writer there, because most times the writer's jobs usually ends once they're done writing. That's why they're not even on set with you, because you know there's always this fear of writers coming in and trying to say, no, this was not what I wrote, and
but
the director might feel like. No, the director might feel like, okay, this was written on paper, but to achieve this might not be as easy as it was said on paper. So you might want to maneuver some things and change some things and make some adjustments. So not necessarily are the writers at the viewing. Sometimes they are, sometimes they're not.
Okay, so don't you think it's necessary for writers and the directors to actually have like a one-on-one conversation and understand how the movie should be, so that we don't end up seeing something like this? Because if I was one that wrote that movie, I promise you I'll definitely be ashamed to even put my name on the cast, because that's not what I wrote. Do you understand? A writer has her own, let me just say her own point of view. The director has, so if you come together, we'll definitely have just one. Do you understand? Not like, oh, this is what I'm the director of the show, I get it, but I'm the writer.
But we can't really say
something.
But we can't really say that wasn't what was written. We were not there.
I don't even think
the writers haven't said anything. So let's not say they don't know what happened.
In Nollywood, I think in Nollywood it doesn't happen that way. In Nollywood, you write a film, the director gets the film, sees the film, he doesn't talk to the writer about anything. He interprets the film the way he understands.
So then I think there should be...
He does a storyboard, he does a short list of what he has seen. So he's not trying to actually reach out to the writer and be like, oh, why did you write this way? Why can't you do it this way? Because when you employ the director, you'll be like, guy, I'm giving you, this is the script, just work with what you have.
You're the creative interpreter.
So you're now interpreting it the way you understand it, not the way the writer wrote it.
Okay.
So most times when writers sign NDA, they write a film, and they can't even go out and say they're the ones that wrote the film.
Yeah.
Sometimes they write the film and someone else gets the credit for the film. Right?
That's not professional.
Now I've seen it happen a lot.
It happens a lot.
But that's not the professional.
Well, I mean, it happens.
That's not the professional thing. Everybody who works on a film should get their due credit, and that also comes to what did you sign. Everybody should get their due credit. If you work on something, the what I know mostly happens is that writers are not allowed on set, and that's because of what I said earlier, where there's always that conflict, because the director owns the set, and when writers are on set, sometimes it gets upsetting when things are not done the way they saw it, and they're like, no, that's not what I wrote, and the person's like, no, this is what I see, and stuff like that. So I think maybe that's another conversation for another day. Talking about should directors and writers come together to work together to achieve a successful
film. Even if they
film.
cannot be on set, they can have a personal private meeting where they can actually just talk about how I see this movie, how I see this scene, how I see this person, conversing with this other person, and everything can obviously just be all right. Whether or not you sign an NDA, no one really cares, you understand? As long as the money's in the bag, we're good.
I think one thing I also want to add, as far as the plot is concerned for One Too Many, is I touched on it a bit, but more of character development. Right, I think we should see. I mean, just for movies that will come out in the future, we need to understand the character better. Like, we need to know more about these characters and not just dump it on us and expect us to understand. Right, the mother played by Dakore, Chime is a fantastic acting, but his own character the development wasn't a lot, or wasn't too much for us to understand. Because then I understand that he also has some temper, whatever. It wasn't in the film. It wasn't shown in the film that this guy is very. He had temper issues. I mean, we saw it even with the sister.
Yes, I was going to also mention that.
It's not just they just put her there and be like, oh, this is sister. Just even with the guy, what's his name? Wally, no, the other guy. I don't think. Yeah, him also. We need to understand this guy. The lawyer to the man, the lawyer that was defending the police. Right. We need context. Right, so when you're doing film,
who does he work for? What was he trying to? What was his game? What was his game? Yeah, at the point it was just like, okay, was I just paid to just come and
I was even confused. I thought Jide Kosoko was
me too. I thought until he had that phone call.
Because
there was no definition.
Thought he had something to hide too.
Me too.
So it needs to be clear.
Me too. There was no definition.
Yeah, it needs to be clear.
So basically, you're saying that the directors needed to be the characters were not properly developed into.
No, they weren't, and it just felt like we were to the answer. Like, okay, let's just get this show done. Maybe I feel like because NSAS happened at that time, so they just wanted to bring something that would just.
It wasn't even. There was
NSAS. Thank you.
There was no connection.
There was no connection. I feel like they could have done that in between the court scene, not after the court scene, because the case was already. I mean, we had victory, so obviously, there was no. They would have done that when they had shot the father, and then it was a continuous thing. Do you understand? But obviously, it was
too cheap to compare to the NSAS. NSAS is a big movement. You can't say that's the film. And you're trying to say, oh, this led to this, and this was what led to NSAS.
No,
come on, man, that's play. It's like you kidding. It's a bigger picture.
So do you think that the distractions around the plot was what made us feel this way? The fact that they were trying to also tie the family story, to tie into the rape and a lot of things. Do you think they had too many themes, so it affected getting the main plot? Do you think that's the issue?
The movie was one too many. Honestly, they were like different. They were like different stories in one story. Like we had to. If you're not smart enough, I'm sorry, you will not understand the movie. You just watch it for watching sake, because there was the rape scene, there was the father, there was the mother. Do you understand? There was the sister that had no character. Like I was wondering where she came from, and then boom, among me that I'm confused. Like okay, so like what happened? Like what could she have done that you had to disconnect from your family for 22 years? Like there was nothing. They didn't show us anything. Like oh, she was there in the raping and she didn't say a word. She wasn't even there. She just asked the question like, were you raped? Or sorry, are you pregnant? So how's that a crime? So I honestly, it was one too many. Okay. That's what I'm going to say.
All right, now let's talk about the actors. The actors. Dami, why did you say It's like you have something.
I think the acting is the only good thing that happened in the film.
Wow.
In my opinion.
The actors, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think that's
I loved.
I felt emotion in that Corey.
Yeah.
Chimezie is always very emotional when he's acting, so he gets that kind of role, and he depicts it very well, 100%. Toko Dedela was good. Jide Kosoko was, regular. I liked what Fosho Adeolu did. I mean, for those who know Fosho Adeolu, you probably have the Yoruba mentality with him because he acts in a lot of Yoruba films. But in this particular one, he put out a different persona, that made him, you'd not like him when you watch it, which is what you want to see when you're acting. You want to be so immersed in the character that when you come out, it feels like you're this person in reality, in real life, which is what we've done with the patients and Zokos of the dead.
Yes.
You can't even see them in another light. You think
they're scary.
So acting was good for me. All round, acting was good. That was the only good thing in this film. And I'm saying it with all sense of responsibility and seriousness. A lot of things could have been better, but the actors brought their A game, and they should be applauded for that.
Yes.
So, Alliojo, what do you think?
Same thing. I honestly have the same mindset. Like the acting was very good. I loved Dakure's acting. I loved Chimezie, obviously. Like and Tokwe Tedela, Omami, obviously. Like it was good. I don't think there was any fault except from the minor characters, but it was good. It really was good.
Okay, now let's look at cinematography, continuity, and a couple of other things, because I know one thing people have been talking about is the scene that was the video clip that was shown in court. That has gotten
that was a joke.
Talking.
Can we be honest?
I feel like we should just act like that scene never happened. Like I said, and I'm always going to say that part was just woo-woo to the answer. I feel like they were just wasting so much time. Like, how do we create a very interesting storyline that connects? But nobody had anything, so you're just like, you know what? That app is gonna save the day.
If I'm even the judge, if I played Rachel Oniga, God bless her soul. If I was playing, I want to know, how did this video come about? It don't look like you actually recorded it with your phone, because it wasn't like the joining wasn't joining.
And
right?
I thought I saw Cotton. I saw Cotton slap up and it was like somebody was holding it.
Whoever the continuity guy is, now there's a bit of that, because you know that in production or even during post-pro that this didn't work. Now how can you correct this in post-pro? Obviously it did not work in production, whatever. But how do you correct it in post-pro? Because now I felt like there's no other way to just make this happen. Let's just dump this and just put it out.
Yeah, exactly.
So it felt like the director was more, because the review I put up on my page was the director was more concerned with finishing the film than actually making sense with the sequences and the plot.
Exactly.
It was more like, no, we'll just finish this thing. We started with this already. People will understand as they're going. You understand? And because that cutscene did not make sense. If you notice, when they were seeing the video, when Dakore and Omomo was seeing the video with, what's her name, Pelumi, that's the ex-girlfriend.
Yeah, the ex-girlfriend.
What they showed us wasn't what they showed the cop. They showed us a particular side. They showed us where they were trying to get the gun.
For the gun, yeah.
But you now went to the court and showed us extended version. Right? You're showing us what you do. So like you're showing us extended EP, like you're showing us this is not. So what exactly did you collect from Pelumi and what did you give the lawyer?
So let's just say Omar did not finish watching it there.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Because when I saw that, I felt okay, fair enough. At least, at most, they didn't see who shot.
I was saying that they could have just done the voice thing, but like I said, whatever the case was, and with the autopsy and everything, they kind of covered it up. Because when I first saw that scene, I was like, Jesus Christ, if I'm in this place, I swear I'm not going to lie. I'll just tell myself, gone, like I'm going to prison. Because I don't even know how to explain that. I was trying to tell my friend, because it can be anything. Friends turn to enemies, and so that was just the only vindication. Like, if not, I would have just told myself. That's why he at some point was like, you know what, Mom, don't bother coming. I'm going to jail. Like, I'm going to be here for the rest of my life. Like, no, he didn't actually kill this guy, because he didn't even know that he was shot from the back. And I honestly did not even see that.
And I think that was why they decided to rely on, you know, having a video evidence, because an audio wouldn't have shown who shot. And they wanted to establish the fact that it wasn't the boy that shot the guy, that it was the police and stuff like that. So I think that was where, but still, I think, as Dami said, we needed to establish where the phone was to have captured that.
There was no way the phone would have gotten that video. And let's be honest with ourselves, there's no way in this life.
Because your phone either falls up or back or by the side of the couch.
See, there's no way.
There's no way.
Even if the phone was like this or like this, the least you could do is do like she mentioned.
The voice thing was just
right. Although it might not be permissible in court because it can
be off. Yeah,
I probably thought about that. I said, okay, let's do a video. But you can't tell me the phone fell down like this. You understand? It's like the phone fell down like this. I was just staying somewhere. And there's several things that will happen, even with that recording. If your phone falls down, something would have happened.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Anything could have happened, and the video would have just stopped recording.
What could have been done differently? What do you think in that scene? What could have been done differently?
I'll blame the director. Do you know why? Because when you get the script, you do a storyboard and you do a scene breakdown, and you would understand the story from the scene breakdown, and also from whatever shot list you're doing. So, if that was your intent at the time of pre-production, you have not gone to production. If that was your intent, then you fail as a director already. Because if you're telling me that during pre-production and during your scene breakdown, this is what you thought to achieve in post-pro, then that's wrong. If you're telling me that something happened, and maybe you lost some clips or something happened, then I understand. But even as at that, because of the platform it was going to, you should have done another recording. They do it in film. They go and record again.
Budget.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, but they do it in film. You record again because you want to do something.
I feel like
we just say that. I tell you that you should film.
Then let's just say it was rude to the answer.
Yes, but also the challenge a lot of filmmakers have with that going back to shoot is budget. One, they also have to consider getting all the characters together. That's everybody that was in that scene, which sometimes can prove very difficult, especially if these people are on other sets or are doing other things. Then they have to look at cost for vehicles that were used, a couple of things they have to put into consideration. Then that's like raising another budget to reshoot that scene.
So if you was the producer of that,
then if it takes,
what would you have done?
If it takes,
I would have had to reshoot.
Exactly, and then if the movie at the end of the day takes 7 years to shoot, why not just shoot well? Like, why not just shoot well rather than rushing and going all the way to the answer? Like, we obviously know that the movie will come out nice. Do you understand? Whatever has been written for people to gather themselves to want to make a movie, everybody has agreed with the movie. The cast, the crew, they've agreed with the movie. Do you understand?
There's no excuse.
So there's no excuse. The movie could have been shot well. Yeah.
2 years ago, so you had time.
Or if they had a problem with that scene, they could have just done an eyewitness.
Exactly.
And
somebody hiding
behind the bush. That would have just been like, okay, this is a case of God vindicated me. Somebody was there.
Kind of thing. So it could be like
somebody could have recorded it.
So there are several things.
I think that scene was just it was very lazy. Like, okay, let's get it over and done with.
Because I know that it's done better films. But this one seems like a rush. I just got money and I'm done. Let me just film.
I think so too.
But
I think so too.
All right, now. Oh my God! No. So I'm this way because I can see both sides. I've been on both sides. No, I agree. I agree that. I agree. I don't know about that. But I agree that there could have been other ways to have. Just close that scene, like an eyewitness, like she said, somebody who we didn't even think was there, and then come in and then say, oh, I saw something and stuff like that. It could even be the person saw it on TV, the whole publicity she's gotten and stuff.
What was the point of, I'm sorry, I know this might not be part of, what was the point of the police officer actually shooting the guy? Like, what was the point?
I think they were just
Is
trying
it
to
just
show that.
adrenaline? Like,
Yeah,
what?
I
Like,
mean,
what
it
was the
happens.
point?
No, but it happens.
I
It happens. It happens where people
Okay.
are just shot, and you wonder why. That was the reason for
There was-
NSAS
there
and a
was-
lot of conversations
there
that we
was-
had,
there was
where people
zero
just
to-
die for no reason, where things just
so
happen
it's
for
to
no
bring me back to
reason.
saying perhaps the writing was as bad as the direction. Do you know why? Because if you're trying to make sense of a story like that, you're trying to link it to NSAS. There are several things you have done. Several sequences. I'm
Like
talking
stop
about
and
things
search.
now. Several things that you have done that will make us understand or believe to a large extent that, oh, this is actually one of the things why, one of the reasons why NSAS came to be. But if you're telling me that that's the reason, nobody was there. Right? It was just the two of them, and they were carrying people. So shooting that person made no sense. You understand?
Twice.
How did you even see the gun? Did you see where they were coming from? Did you see where they were fighting?
Yes.
Did you see? So how did they see the gun? How are they sure they were fighting?
No, so at that point, he was still holding the gun. It was when the police officer said, "Stop,
Stop,
There was
see
like
gun.
police officer, and then that was. I think he already said, "See gun." But why shoot the person who's trying to collect the gun from the other person?
They just tried to.
Yeah, story for another day.
They tried to make Kama make sense by having the son of the guy that raped her make the person
To
shot.
shoot.
Oh yeah, you
True.
know about that. I did not think about that.
Comes around.
So yeah, I mean, I saw that part, but bro, try better. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's and the good thing is the acting was good. Like I said,
Yes.
the sound wasn't bad.
Costume.
Costume, yeah, regular.
It was okay. Yeah,
You know, it was good.
just regular everyday.
You know,
And cinematography was good.
so yeah, the camera work was good.
Yeah, it was good.
The angles were good. I liked it. But then there are a lot of things that go into reviews. Those are just parts of it. Well, the story is
Character development was
Yeah.
one thing
Yeah,
that
I don't know if you guys noticed that there was a relationship between Tope and Amami. They were dating,
Yeah, they were dating.
but there was nothing.
We didn't even. That wasn't.
Yes,
It was
it
just-
wasn't.
And that's like okay.
Yeah, it wasn't.
It wasn't
So, yeah.
pronounced.
Yeah. So one too many was one too many.
Was what many?
All right, now let's move on to Dead Serious.
Oh my
Dead
god.
Serious. How serious are you?
I'm
Are
very
you dead
serious. That movie is reckless.
So, see, right?
Dami,
Wow.
Dami. Me, I'm not.
Now,
gonna-
this was directed by Moses Iwan. And Moses Iwan has a reputation in the industry to be a very good director. But it is painful. I did a review on my page and I couldn't even review it. I just put the play.
Yes,
I
I saw
couldn't
that.
review it. It is. Now, if that movie was done by a new director, someone I did not know, I probably would not even say a lot about it. You know Moses Iwan. He's not a small boy in this industry. He's been in this space for a while. You can't do a film like that where you have star actors. You have a DME there. You have what's her name? You have this very pretty lady. What's her name again? I can't remember. You have Nkem Owo there. You have
Sharon Oja.
Sharon
You have
Oja.
Lillian. What was Lillian's character, by the way?
only Lillian just played one side. Yeah, but you had very good people there. Good story. Don't get me wrong, right? It's a good story. Trying to get a comedian, someone who is maybe.
It was a confusing story because the guy was rich.
Yeah, was not rich. I just had some Uber
He was
cards.
rich.
Yeah.
Did you see the end of the movie? He was very rich. He was a millionaire.
So he was living that life to just.
And to do what? I get the fact that everybody wants to do the ghost thing, like, oh, I'm a ghost, CEO, but come on, like, it was, I mean, I'm dead serious, it was boring.
It started with the plot. The story was good. I felt the story needed more effort, but it appeared like another joke. I didn't understand Nas's part. Nas comedian. It was like overdoing
And I did not understand DM's parts.
Well, no, DM's part wasn't understandable. I mean, because
How do you
DME
just
is,
kill a character? Like,
well, I mean, no, DME is, a rich man's son, always flexing his muscle, always showing that, I've got money, always looking down on people. I understood that part, and he played it well. I think he would have even played it better than any other person that would have fitted. So he did a good job on that. But, in trying to make sense of his role, as far as the entire film is concerned, it didn't exactly make any sense.
I think they got lost
You
somewhere.
understand? The killing of Sharon Oja in the film, the fact that
What was that?
I mean, his effects was good. FX was good. The jumping from the bridge down
Oh, yeah, to the water, yeah.
made sense. Jumping now eventually falling on the trailer that was taking mattresses. makes sense. It just shows that it's not your time to die. You will not die.
Yeah.
But you know, if the guy ate rat poison, you will not die.
It was fake rat poison.
Yeah, fake rat poison. Come on, man.
So
See, the other ways to die. Let me finish. The other ways to die. If you actually want to kill yourself, what was the first thing you did? Try to kill yourself.
That thingy that he jumped.
You wanted to do the jumping thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, try to kill yourself. Jump. So you jumped from the bridge. You didn't land on the floor.
Landed on the mattress.
Luckily for the shoulder, I was carrying a mattress. Fair enough. That worked, right? Second one, we went to the market to buy rat poison. I won't make a mistake to buy rat poison.
So
why are you buying fake rat poison? There are other ways to die. And if I'm thinking about
we're not thinking of Daniel. We're not thinking of how to die.
Ways to die.
We're not thinking of
the guy
how to
wanted.
die.
No, I'm just saying the guy wanted to do because if you're doing this film in pre-production, you're thinking as a guy who is watching. If I actually want to kill myself, there are several things I will do to kill myself.
Of course,
you can stab yourself.
You understand? There are several things I will do to kill myself. Right, so you need to make it believable that I tried to kill myself and I did not die. So you have to make me understand or believe that I wanted to actually die. But this death wasn't coming. Those instances you gave me did not hold any water, as far as I was concerned. No. You know, so you just felt like you just wanted to just play with our minds a bit, and just mess with us and be like, "Oh, you're trying nah."
No, they didn't. I was on my phone all through. I'm not gonna lie, I was on my phone all through. It was a joke.
Okay, so we've talked about the story. We've talked about the plot.
The acting was also bad. The acting was bad.
Okay,
very
cinematography.
Bad.
Acting was. No, let's talk about the acting a bit now. But I mean, I guess Sabinus' part, but what was Nasi's part in the film? Imagine, think about it this way. You wanted to commit suicide and your friend is telling you, it's okay, I'll take care of your sister, you can die.
Well, she should be arrested as well.
Simple, because this one, it was in, and the guy it took a while for the guy to jump. People were just passing like nothing was going on. That doesn't happen in Lagos. You're on the bridge and you want to jump, there are people already gathering and they're trying to...
He could have done third mainland bridge now.
The third mainland, nobody will come and help him there. Did I went to this bridge at Sandfield?
No, this Maryland.
This overhead bridge. Sandfield, yeah. This overhead bridge, everybody used to walk.
I'm sure it's this one.
It's Sandfield.
Looks like that Maryland.
Sandfield in Lekki. No, that's true. He sat down there, nobody came. He was on one side, Worry Pikin was on one side. Worry process was on one side. Nas was on the other side. This one was saying, please don't go. This one was saying, go. This one was saying, I'll take care of your properties. I'll take care of this one. He didn't make it.
So it's romantic comedy.
It was like forced comedy.
Yeah, romantic comedy that was trying to pass a message.
Talking about forced comedy, I think that's another conversation we need to have. Like, talking about, how Nollywood, we try to do comedy, but most times it falls flat on its face. Yeah. So I think we need to have that conversation. How do we manage it and still sound intelligent? Because you watch some Hollywood films where they're doing comedy and it sounds so intelligent. Yeah. So how do we have that blend in sounding intelligent and still have comedy?
I think one important thing is not all skit makers can act in films.
Yeah, I was going to say that because you put all of them in the movie.
Because in this Nollywood, the moment you are a skit maker and you are doing well on social media, they automatically believe you do well on screen. They automatically believe that you bring that expertise to screen. But you need to understand that they are two different spaces. They're not the same. Don't bring Lai Wasabi and come and put him in the film and give him star power or give him main actor because you're trying to know. Lai is good with short form content. The moment you put him in a long form content, it'll be just it's just like this thing that Lai acted. This Adire. Lai was the barman. His character was completely dead as far as I was concerned. Because see, if you actually want to make use of an actor or a skit maker in a film, their strength is what they do, and try to give them a similar role in the film. Simple. If you give Lai Wasabi a policeman to act, for instance, based on the skills he's done, or you give him, I feel like it might be funny. To an extent, they give him a barman because you don't put Lai in the film. That's what they did with Nas and Sabinus. Sabinus perhaps was maybe in terms of physical stature was maybe good enough because he's not as manly as he has Tommy and he looks very proper. So he maybe fits. So that doesn't have money and trying to do that's okay. But then the comedic part wasn't comedy. You understand?
They probably thought if we had seen, they thought if we had seen them, we'll probably just laugh at previous jokes that they've made, and then we'll just laugh. But it wasn't funny to me.
It wasn't hitting the mark.
It was it was very boring.
It was false comedy. Even the income,
for him to have participated in that movie, then I mean, sometimes exactly. And like you said, the directing, it can just be good money, like just pay my money and I'll direct and I'll go. Sometimes you need people to just have a bit of passion for something so that they can obviously like critique whatever is on screen before they let that. So it was just pay me and go. So
all
right.
Like she didn't even look poor.
She was trying so hard. For me, she was trying so hard.
All right, so let's look at cinematography. Do you think it was good? Sound? Do you think it was good?
Yeah. Cinematography was good. I think the angles were correct. You know, I like the shot, particularly where they were on the bridge and where it was trying to fall. That's why I said the FX was good.
Yeah.
You know, because the falling actually happened. It actually seemed as though he fell down from the bridge, which is something we don't exactly always get in Nollywood. You know, so that was good. And also the color grading wasn't bad at all. You know, it was as good as it could be, and even the lighting was good to me. I didn't have any problem with that. But like I said, that is just a part of the review. When you're reviewing films or when you're critiquing films, the technical part of it is just a part of it. In most cases, we try to get it right. Yeah. You know, because now some of the filmmakers in Nigeria are advanced in how they handle this equipment. They know how to handle it because of the Netflix things that we do. I mean, we film. So there's measure of, there's certain things that they want us to know. For instance, camera type and all those things. So we try to do well in technical aspect of filmmaking in Nigeria. But what we fail in most times is the story, the plot. Most times we feel that we do not get it right. And you can't judge a film by just saying the cinematography was great or fantastic. I would give more oxygen to the story than I'll give to even the camera work. Not that the camera work don't make sense, but the story needs to align.
The story wasn't it for me though.
You know, it needs to align, and the editing also needs, because you know you can edit to create emotion. Yes. And you can edit to create, and the editing, I need to feel it. I didn't feel it in this one. I probably would have felt for Sabinus, as was about to commit suicide or whatever, but I did feel.
Why is no one talking about her accident?
Oh, the accident.
What was that?
That's not funny.
All right. All right. Okay. So let's.
That was that. I think that was the only funniest part of the film.
What was not supposed to be funny? Because what was that? Why did they show her back? After like 2 minutes, they showed her back flying.
The accident was funny.
Man.
Yeah, I think they tried to make
manage
it funny.
it, but it wasn't just.
No, it was funny. It was actually funny. That's the thing we laugh about. But Nas was.
Yeah, I did laugh about.
Yeah, Nas was overdoing it. Yeah, that's so. Don't put skill makers in your film every time. Get actual comedic actors. You know, people like that. They're actors, but they're actors, but they're
yes, it comes naturally to
them. Like the Nkemo was. Nkemo probably do a skit and I don't watch it. But acting, it will kill it. Mr. Igbo will kill act anytime. So if you're doing things like that, get these people. Don't bring one skit maker from some. I mean, not to discredit their work, but don't, because it will mess up.
No, but I mean, we're being honest here. They are skit makers. They're not actors. I think there's a very thin line. So if they're not actors, they're not actors.
Where do we now give the room for trying people out? You know, I remember having a conversation with someone, and then I was saying that some directors are used to working with certain people, and that's what, like, they work with those set of people in almost all their films. And then the person was like, "Oh, they're not giving room for new people." So where do you give room for that, for new people to come in? Because there are also people who might be good at this skit makers. Some of them might be good actors, don't you think? Some.
Okay, let's just say that the people that were used for this particular movie were not good.
Okay, I think.
And I'll add this: if you want to use a skit maker in your film, give the skit maker a role that suits the person's persona. Don't give him something, and except you're sure that this guy has range and can deliver out of what he or she does as a skit maker. But if you're doing that, if you want to give Sabinus a role, Sabinus is always doing it as an investor or whatever, give him something similar. It could be a friend to somebody. It could be, it could be a friend to the DME, for instance. I just be the funny guy. You don't have to be the main guy, and try to build a lot of things around him, because we will still look at him in that light, and it won't make a lot of sense. If you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So give them things that that they can actually fit in, and don't promise them acting role and be like, bro, I think I'll give you one acting job, and you just come and put him as the main actor in the film, and he comes and starts messing himself up. Yeah.
That's a case of connection.
Wow. All right. So if you were to rate 1 to many over 10, what would you give it?
They play.
Wow. Alliojo.
Sorry, no, 1 to many. No, that's not too many. That they play is for dead serious.
Okay, so 1 to many.
1 to many, I think I gave it 4 or 10 or 5. Like I said, just this little things here and there could have made it better. But the storyline was good. I understood the story. But this bits, was so 4 over 10.
Okay.
4 over 10.
Alliojo.
I already said 5.
She's a nice person.
All right.
No.
But they play.
So that's serious. Over 10. Just give it a rating. Over 10.
What's it? What does this mean? That knows me also. Minus 0.0. Minus 0.0.0.0 dots.
Wow.
0.
Dami.
I'll give you the nice one now. I'll give you 1.
No, because it's a film. Because it's a film.
I'll give you 1 because I feel like the money you spent in production actually should be considered.
I feel like I'm very sad because Nkem is such an amazing, he's a legendary actor. So what?
No, Nkem came correct. The acting was good, like I said.
So because of him, let me just take it back. 1.
She already said 0.
Because of
she said minus
0.0 to the rest of the cast. I don't care. But for him, 1.
Okay.
Just 1. Because he's there.
Dami.
Solid 1.
Yeah, 1. Like I said, the money they spent is not this till it. So I'll give them 1. It's not.
What's he?
All right, guys. So thank you so much, guys, for joining us this week.
Thank you for having
see you
us.
next week. Bye, guys. Dami.